6.
Clemson, Alabama, Oklahoma, Iowa. First 2 out. Michigan State, Ohio State. I can pull up the rest, but...
I don't remember.
But...
Man.
Thoughts on these rankings? I mean, because we went on last week, so... you got Clemson still number 1. Ireland moved up, and now they stayed put. Let's see who they play. Iowa played Nebraska this past weekend.
Struggled.
Beat them 28-20. You got Clemson who struggled against South Carolina.
Oklahoma beat the dog piss out of Oklahoma State.
Yeah, 58-23, and then Alabama just kind of steadily
Michigan State beat the dog poop out of Penn State.
Yep, Michigan State. And
Ohio State beat the dog poop out of Michigan.
The only change that was done was Notre Dame. They got beat, which many people on this show thought Notre Dame was a little bit.
Yeah. Oh, no, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, really?
Just a smidgen.
I didn't know that. I wonder who that smart individual was.
I wonder too, man.
Smart guy.
Those smart guys.
Smart people. Smart.
So, if we look at the whole rankings here, because you got Ohio State and then Stanford number 7, Notre Dame dropped to 8, Florida State moves up to 9, North Carolina moves up to 10. Did you think everybody?
Here's what's going to happen. North Carolina is going to beat Clemson in the ACC championship game, and it's all going to go to hell. It's all going to go to shit.
Oh, Lord.
Because North Carolina is going to beat Clemson. Michigan State's going to beat Iowa. And it's all going to go to shit.
Them guys going to be tested now, huh?
It's all going to go to shit. Oklahoma. Here's my one thing. If Oklahoma's name wasn't Oklahoma and it was either TCU or Baylor, they would not be number 3 right now with the same resume. If they had that loss to Texas and their name was anything but Oklahoma, they would not be number 3 right now. You want to know how I know? Just look back to last year. They were undefeated and were never in the top 3. They were in the top 4, never in the top 3. If their names were not Oklahoma, they wouldn't be in the top 3. I'm telling you.
Yeah, I look at their only loss bad loss they had was against Texas.
They had the worst loss out of anybody in that top 10. They lost to Texas. Texas is who they lost to. A very bad Texas team. If it was anybody but Oklahoma, they wouldn't be there point blank. With the same resume, they would not be there. Texas is 3-5 in conference. 4-7 overall. They would not know. No one would be there. It's a name game right now. Clemson's going to lose to North Carolina. North Carolina should be put in that spot. They should go, if you beat the number 1 team in the country, guess what? You should get in that top 4. But it's not going to happen. North Carolina's going to win that game, and they're not going to get put in the top 4. Because they got a weak schedule. They lost to South Carolina. Oklahoma lost to Texas. It's a wash. Oklahoma lost the same game. North Carolina's won freaking how many games in a row they won? 11 games in a row. 11 games in a row those guys have won. And you still have them under the likes of Florida State, Notre Dame, and Stanford.
They did get screwed.
How do you put them under 2 win teams? Or 2 loss teams? How? How?
I'm trying to understand myself, and that not get it twisted. It was a nail biter. They didn't get blown out, and then they made a run their schedule, man. They beat Pittsburgh, they beat Duke. They beat some of these solid teams here, and so now they got.
When they beat Clemson, what are you going to do? Are you going to do what you should do and reward the team that just beat the number 1 team in the nation, or are you not going to? Well, somebody's like, well, what if Florida beats Alabama? Should they go up there? No, they shouldn't go up there. They got 2 losses. You can't put them up there over 1-loss teams.
No.
You can't do that. Just because my eyes are telling me something different. Just my eyes telling me no. But come on, man. It will happen. Someone will get screwed because something screwy is going to happen this weekend. And they were like, well, what if Stanford wins the big day? They shouldn't be there. They've lost 2 games. You lost 2 games.
Can you see how
their best win is freaking... Yes, I can. That's the bad part.
That's what you fear? That
That's
Ohio State can make it jump back into it?
That's the bad part. Ohio State, just because their flipping name is Ohio flipping State, they'll get put right in there just like they did last year.
You know how much of an outcry there would be if that happens?
It's a fucking bitch. Imagine if Alabama lost to Florida and the SEC got left out. How quick do you think that they'd be like, let's make this an 18 playoff next year? I'm telling you, the only way to solve all this bullshit is when you win the championship, whoever wins the Big 5 conference championship, you put those 5 teams in it, put 3 more teams in it, and there you go, you have 8 teams. Fuck it off. Stop playing these little bullshit teams. Cut one of them fucking games out. Play 9 fucking games in conference. Play 1 out of conference game and go to fuck at it. And have your conference championship.
They need to because it's still there's still a lot of questions about this. They're still talking about how there's like a loss is more. It's magnified more now than it is like in the early of September. Obviously, because you already done touched bases about the Alabama loss.
You have Ole Miss at 13. They've lost 3 games. 3 games has Ole Miss lost, but yet they're right ahead of all these other people. Cause my eyeballs tell me. My eyeballs told me Florida beat the holy shit out of them. Fucking why are they ranked so high above people that beat the living dog mess out of them? It's ridiculous. This whole thing is stupid. Stupid. And the thing is, you got all these old people in Condoleezza Rice who probably ain't watched the damn game making all these decisions. Come on. Come on.
So basically what you're saying, BCS or college football playoff is still money grabbing.
Basically, it's all a bunch of dumb fucks. And all they see is names and like, ooh, that one sounds good. Put them there. Ooh, I recognize that one. Put them there. Ooh, put them there. I recognize their name.
That's fine.
It's just horseshit, man. It's horseshit. And I'm telling you, if there wasn't Oklahoma and their name Oklahoma and it was TCU or Baylor, they'd be just like it was last year. I'm telling you.
Oh, man. All right. Let's see what we got here. I know we got some games coming up here as far as...
Well, it's all the conference
championship
games.
So I know there's got a few implications on those as well. So, especially that Michigan State and Iowa. So you tell me if Michigan State beat Iowa, that somehow Ohio State can find a way back into the top 4?
If one of the other teams loses, if North Carolina beats Clemson, or Florida beats Alabama, it's all going to go to shit. It's all going to go to shit. Imagine if both of them lost.
Okay. Give me...
Just look if both of them lost. Who do you think should be there if Alabama and Clemson lost this weekend? Who do you think should be up there?
Who I think should be up there?
Yeah. Who do you think... Let's just... We're hypothetical. Florida beats Alabama. Florida beats Alabama by 5 points. Okay. Florida wins. Clemson loses to North Carolina by 3. They're both close games.
Yeah.
That knocks Alabama down to 2 losses.
Mm-hmm.
That knocks Clemson down to 2 losses. Same as all the rest of them. Then you got Oklahoma, who's already played all their games.
Yeah.
They'll be in. Michigan State beats Iowa. That knocks Iowa down to a one-loss team. But not just beats them.
Mm-hmm.
Beats them bad. Beats the living dog manure out of them. Stanford barely beats UCLA. I mean, USC, who they play this
Now, that's the question I want to ask you. If they win, should they be in the top
Stanford
4?
barely beats USC.
Mm-hmm.
Barely. Notre Dame, they're already done. Florida State's already done. You got all these 2-loss teams. Should the guys that just beat the 1 or 2 team in the nation be put in there?
Mm-hmm.
With all these 2-loss teams? So do they actually pass the eye test now because they beat Clemson and Alabama? Does the eye test determine that these guys are actually better than we thought?
So you
Or do you take all these fucknut teams that just because they have these big names, you put up there? Do you take Michigan State, Ohio State, Stanford, Notre Dame? Do you put them all in the top 4? Well, you can only put 3 in because you still have Oklahoma automatically be there because they won everything.
So that was to happen. How many odds do you think you'll see a 10-2 team in there?
Oh, God. You'll see one. You'll see one.
If Stanford beat USC, I think that's a team.
Yeah, you'll see one. But really, what was Stanford's 2 losses?
Check it out.
Yeah, what was Stanford's 2 losses?
Ooh.
They lost to Northwestern
Ooh.
and Oregon.
Ooh. Ooh.
So are you telling me losses to Northwestern and Oregon and a win over UCLA?
Now, Notre Dame was impressive.
And no, it wasn't impressive. They won by 2 points against a Notre Dame team who had hurt people on it. But you beat USC earlier in the year, who was way overrated. Now they're rated about what USC should be. And you only beat them by 10. But is that more impressive? Is those 2 losses more impressive than Florida losing to LSU and Florida State? Just hypothetical, another 2-loss team. That's the only 2-loss team I could think of that I know they're losing. Their losses. See what I'm saying? It's all ridiculous. It's all crazy. It's crazy talk.
So far.
It's crazy talk.
3 10-2 teams in the top 10.
One at number 11. One at number 12.
14. And then our Gators at 18.
Mm-hmm. I'm telling you.
If North Carolina couldn't jump these 3 right here.
They should. If they go out and they beat the number 1 team in the nation, they should jump.
No, I mean, they should, but I'm just saying.
They should, but they won't. They won't. You know why? Because their name is North Carolina.
Oh, they're a basketball
and their team, those people watched them. This will be the first time they probably watched North Carolina play. I shit you not.
Yeah.
This will probably be the first time they watch North Carolina play. I'm telling you, man. Something screwy is going to happen, and then we're going to be like, what the fuck is going on? But don't let an ACC team get left out. Oh, Jesus. Katie barred the door. The South will burn.
Oh, lovely.
We'll be riding on Capitals and shit. Just burning shit.
All right. Let's go to the NFL and review.
Telling you, something screwy is going to happen.
Yeah. It's a mess.
I feel it in my bones. I feel it.
All right.
My mind telling me no.
We all woke up Thanksgiving thinking that we would have some good football games.
And we had shit.
And
we had Brett Favre's retirement ceremony. That was it.
And I can't explain the first 2 games. I mean, I can't explain them.
We had somebody's wing getting broke again during the second game. You like how I threw the turkey reference in on the second game.
Yeah, that's great.
Second game. The first game had a lot of wings being broke. They was the first bird. They were the first bird to get cooked on Thanksgiving.
The line, yeah. And then the whole Tony Romo spill. You know, you talking about they can come back and win and get back into the playoffs because the NFC East is still very terrible.
Before he went out in the game, he threw 2 pick sixes.
Yeah, he just gave him touchdowns.
2 interceptions in a row during one part, but 2 pick sixes out of the 3 interceptions. Thanks, Romo.
I